Hello and welcome everybody back to the video. I'm your sim CFI, which means I'm your flight instructor for any simulator purposes. If you have any questions on any sim, any plane, please leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. If I can't answer it, I'll try to find my answer through someone else and forward them your answer. In that said, I'm a real-world pilot as well. I fly the CRJ 900-900NG, so I'll be taking a perspective look on the 737 MAX today from that real-world experience I have and my 13 years of previous sim experience, and again, X-Plane, DCS, and everything else I've played. Today will be a landing tutorial, more specifically a crosswind landing tutorial into runway 05 in Toronto Pearson. First off, I want to say thank you so much to Flight1 for giving me the opportunity to look at this airplane and showcase this airplane. Big shout out to Flight1. They were very accommodating with just one little message, so very, very, very grateful to you and to the team. All right, so let's talk about crosswind landings. The first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we're crabbed into the wind. You can see I got a good, nice wind out here from 319 at 17 knots, basically a direct crosswind from the left at 17 knots. Nothing crazy. It's not that hard, actually. It's not that high of a wind, but it's substantial. You can see outside that we're currently crabbed into the wind. So what this means is my heading is off to the left somewhere. I'm pointing my nose into that wind to stop me from drifting from left to right. If I didn't point my nose to the left, I would be drifting to the right of runway. So my heading is going to be left, but my track along the ground is dead center on the runway, and that's what we want. And this is what it looks like from in here. That same picture. Heading is to the left, and once I unpause, you'll see that I'm going this way across the ground, and I'm heading to the left because I have to counter that left wind. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is you're going to fly this approach as you do normally. Now, I don't have the flight directors up, but I do have a glide slope. I do have a localizer just for reference there, and I have it's manual throttle and raw data ILS, and we're visual as well. So what we can do out here is we're going to focus on our glide slope and localizer a bit. We're going to roughly maintain about 800 feet per minute. Once we get closer, though, once we're in that 200 to 100 foot range and you're visual, I'm going to start focusing my eyesight. Instead of just kind of down here and looking up a little bit, I'm going to start focusing, and I don't know if you can see them there, but these 1,000-foot markers, the markers that beam the PAPI lights there. And that's our aiming point. Once we're at 50 feet, you'll hear 50. My eyes go down the runway. 30 feet, I'm going to start reducing my power nice and gradually. At the same time I reduce my power, I'm going to start to bring the nose up. At 10 feet, I'm going to add, in this case, right rudder to align my nose back to the center line. And after I add the rudder, if I don't do anything else, the airplane's going to start to roll to the right, so I don't want that. So I'm going to add right rudder and left aileron. Okay, so 50 feet eyes down the runway, 30 feet start applying or reducing your thrust nice and gradually. Start flaring it off a little bit. 10 feet, add your rudder. Don't kick the rudder, add the rudder, and add your opposite aileron to hold. Okay, in theory, the left wheel, the in-the-wind wheel, which is the left wing currently, the left wheel, should touch just momentarily first, then the right wheel, and then finally the nose gear. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my control camera up on my other camera here, and hopefully you can get a view of it as best I can. I don't have the highest production value. There you go. So we'll have that thrown up now. We're going to unpause and bear with me as I get this airplane out of an unpaused state.
400.
So out of a pause, it does react a bit. Every plane reacts a bit weird.
300.
Okay, gonna apply a little bit more thrust, a little bit of back pressure to get myself up a tiny bit. 200 feet, looking at those 1,000-foot markers, I want to make sure my airplane is descending right to those 1,000-foot markers. That's what I'm aiming for. 100 feet.
50.
Eyes on the runway.
30.
Power.
20.
Flare.
10.
Rudder. Yoke. Hold the input. Hold the input. Hold the input. Hold the input. Walk that nose all the way down. Hold the input. Reverse thrust. I don't have map, so I'll have to use that. But hold this yoke input. This is what keeping you from sliding. If I let it go, the airplane, if we were a little faster, would start to go off into the right, but I have my pedal there. So hold that input. Once you're above 120 knots, you want to hold that yoke input there. As soon as you let go of the yoke on the touchdown, your airplane's going to shift to the other side of the runway, because just because the wheels are on the ground does not mean the wind has stopped. Your left wing is still receiving more lift than the right wing, which is going to make that left wing get thrown over to the right. Okay, so hope this video helped. And again, thank you so much to Flight1 for allowing me to look at this airplane. A lot more videos to come out. 50 feet eyes down the runway, 30 feet start to power reduction. In that as well, you can simultaneously bring your yoke up a little bit, as you saw. 10 feet, add that rudder and aileron. Hold as you need. Don't do this for the flare and then let go, or center it or whatever. Hold that in. Once the main wheels touch down, you're going to start working down the nose gear down, and as you slow down, you're adding more and more and more and more pressure here. Right? Once you're 380 knots, you can release, but it's for that touchdown portion and that decel portion at the higher speeds. All right, so thank you very much for watching. I hope this video helps you in your landings. Happy landings to everybody else. And don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment if you liked anything, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much, Flight1.